Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And Trevor Hankins.
And you're on the air with Power Squared. Today we're going to talk about the rest of the Fourth Doctor, which we finally have watched.
Yes, we had committed to, like we said the last time, we talked about most of the Fourth Doctor. We committed to the Blu-rays, so instead of watching it on Tubi with ads, which wouldn't have been the best experience, we held out for the Blu-ray for Tom Baker's Season 2.
Right. We watched
Of
one
like
on DVD,
7.
right?
Yeah. We watched the Key to Time season on DVD because it was actually still cheap to get a complete season set.
And it's the only way we could get it. It's not out on Blu-ray yet, right?
Not yet. But as soon as we get the Blu-ray, we'll have it all.
So, which season was this we watched?
Season 2.
Season 2.
I do not know which number season it was overall, but probably something like 17 or whatever.
Yeah, every Doctor gets their own season.
Yeah.
So the Fourth Doctor lived up to Tom Baker.
He lived up to the hype. Yes.
Really good. So there were six stories.
Yes, in Season 2. Terror of the Zygons, Planet of Evil, Pyramids of Mars, The Android Invasion, The Brain of Morbius, and The Seeds of Doom.
Did we have a favorite one of those?
Well, I'm aware that Pyramids of Mars is a celebrated storyline from that. Watching it, I wasn't 100% sure, but I'm guessing it has to do with, like, the scale of it. Probably.
When they went to Mars.
Yeah, it's the first time we ever see Mars in Doctor Who, from what I read. And it involves basically an Egyptian god.
Right. Yeah. So some of these we've read are sort of loosely based or touch on topics that were covered by other works.
Yeah.
Mostly horror films.
Yes, so I made sure to write that down. This is according to Wikipedia and the TARDIS wiki.
So you know it's right.
Yeah. Terror of the Zygons, there was no discernible connection with anything.
And what was that story? Do you remember?
Terror of the Zygons. Did it have to do with Loch Ness? Yeah.
Yes. Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. It's these guys.
Right. So we should show the card.
Reference a Magic the Gathering card. There's a Magic the Gathering card based on the Zygon.
Yes. For those of you listening, I am showing the Zygon Infiltrator card.
All right. So that was sort of a Loch Ness Monster, which is kind of a monster story.
Yeah.
It's more legend, myth, but
Yeah.
still dealt with that.
I mean, there was no discernible, like, literature film
I was just-
connection, but yeah, there was at least Loch Ness sort of thing.
Yes.
That
There
was
4 episodes.
yeah. Remember, that was interesting at least.
Yeah.
I was
They're all
saying,
interesting to a certain point.
yeah. I'll admit I don't remember that one as well, probably because there was a long gap.
Yeah, we watched that stuff between.
At the time we got back into the Fourth Doctor, a bunch of TV shows we were watching came back.
Yeah, so I got interrupted.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Yeah, it's a little vague.
Yeah. I just remember the Zygons were trying to copy people,
Right. There's a lot of. Well, that's kind of.
or they were trying to copy their forms so
Yes.
they could blend in
Right.
with something.
And
Yes.
of course, take over the world.
Yeah. Then their true forms are like octopus people. Yes.
Yeah. It seems like every episode is somebody wants to destroy the world and take over the world.
Yeah.
Because you're never, small.
Planet of Evil took influence from Forbidden Planet, the movie, and Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, although TARDIS Wiki also makes a connection with The Tempest.
Shakespeare play?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that, I hate to say it.
I read The Tempest for a class. I don't remember it entirely. I'll admit, it's been a while.
I think Elizabeth Taylor was in the movie, but
What was the plot of Planet of Evil again?
I think that had to do... Didn't that have to do with, the matter and antimatter? Yes, there was a pit.
Yeah.
Right. Oh
You
yeah.
weren't allowed to take antimatter off the planet or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like on the edge of the
universe.
edge of the universe. A huge black hole, and somehow the whatever was on the planet was keeping it from going in or something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The black hole sounds like 10th Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm. Okay, but there
The
was.
Planet of Evil, there was an expedition to.
Yeah.
There was an expedition from another galaxy
Yeah.
to get something.
And they couldn't take antimatter off the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was going to be the fuel source that they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm getting confused with doctors.
Then with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that was because someone was corrupted by the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're trying to take the antimatter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have that Jekyll and Hyde thing going on.
And doesn't he go
Yes.
down the? We see him go down the pit,
Yeah.
and he somehow. Okay. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, we see the doctor go down the pit, and he managed to survive because he had antimatter on him.
Yeah.
They had to jettison all the antimatter.
Everybody
Manipulate
like
the
got,
planet.
pretty much everybody was killed on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fun, good fun. Yeah, that was a little while ago. We watched that too.
Pyramids of Mars, I have more of a memory of. Was, okay, the BBC archive website that I looked at specifically said it was based on the Hammer films, The Mummy, and Blood from the Mummy's Tomb. Although, Wikipedia also suggests the original, The Mummy with Boris Karloff.
Well, because the Mummy
And
is
and
based
Hammer,
on
yeah.
the Mummy with the original.
But I wanted to at least.
Yeah, no.
Because BBC said it was Hammer film, Mummy movies, and specified the two Hammer movies.
Right.
And then it was also the original Universal.
But yeah, but I could see them. You know, it's based on a British thing, but actually the British thing is based on
Yeah.
the original.
Because I have some at least some fascination with ancient Egypt because of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
Because it factored heavily into the original series. So I thought it was interesting to see Doctor Who take on Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
Or more sci-fi, but
Yeah. That one guy was. They were also taking over people's bodies too, weren't they?
Well, they had robots.
Well, they had robots, but then.
they were possessing someone's corpse.
Right. Okay.
And he was the vassal or of Sutek or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
The something of Sutek.
And I liked how that one guy thought he was the vessel, and then
Yeah.
the other guy killed him. He doesn't need you.
Yeah.
Which is always that always seems to be kind of part of the mythology of those kind of things. Like in the let's say in the X-Men when they did the Four
Horsemen.
the
Yeah.
apocalypse, and they kill the first person that I've been saving you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that also happened in one of the newer Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy was trying to resurrect
Right.
Gozer, and
yeah.
then they were the first one Gozer killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your loyalty.
I was like, well, what did you think was going to happen?
But yeah, I guess on some level I can see why Pyramids of Mars kept getting fan voted, or why that got represented in other things. There's actually an omnibus version where it's all been put together, and then there's also Tales from the TARDIS episode.
Yeah.
Where it was Tales from the TARDIS, from what I read, is it's in a specific TARDIS that is powered by memory or something, or powered by storytelling. So they have to tell a story from their past to exit or use it or something. So in that case, it was the 15th Doctor relating Pyramids of Mars
I see.
in the omnibus format.
But was he the 15th Doctor in it, or was he?
No, well, the framing device was
I
the
see.
15th.
Okay, all right. So it's
And we just see the Well, we see the omnibus version of Pyramids of Mars,
I see.
but it has the framing device of the Tales from the TARDIS.
Yes, the beauty of having different actors play the role is that you can always use that previous actor's work as the Doctor's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I get something wrong, it's because I've gotten really into Doctor Who. I haven't retained every detail.
Yeah. We started to watch
10th, yeah.
as well, which was mostly because it was such a great deal to buy.
A couple of things I remember from Pyramids of Mars were they tried to blow something up, they reversed it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or froze it.
Yeah.
And when they were on Mars, there's this bit that's basically like Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the hair for Harpo.
Yeah. The android invasion was Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
Right.
basically. And
I
that was
really saw the connection there.
yeah, they were making robot duplicates or android duplicates of people so that they could take over the defense
Right.
and then allow a full-scale invasion.
There was some little town,
Yeah, that they were using as a staging.
and everybody there was
An android.
turned to an android.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was interesting that they also had to deal with Dr. Android and Sarah Android.
Right. Yeah. So you could still somehow survive, but they made an android out of you.
Yeah.
Because they took something from her to make the android, right? Something like that. They forced her to
Yeah,
be copied,
yeah.
and somehow they copied the Doctor too.
I thought that story was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the more fascinating part was the mystery around being in a town that just isn't quite right.
Right.
And then you find out why.
And everything is, like there was the guy that had been a companion,
Yeah,
and he was there, but it wasn't him. And,
yeah.
yeah. Pretty weird stuff.
And we have the brain of Morbius, which we have seen twice now.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot why we saw it. Because we had a.
We had a DVD of just that story.
So we're like, well, that's the season 2 representation.
Yeah.
Or season 3.
And then we circled back to season 2.
So brain of Morbius was basically Frankenstein.
Yes.
Although the TARDIS wiki made connections with Donovan's brain and Herbert West Reanimator, which which have some shades of Frankenstein in them.
Yes.
But they have different plot lines around that.
Right. I have not seen Donovan's brain.
I think I read that the plot of that was like trying to keep someone's brain alive.
Which is what they're doing in this.
Yeah, and then Herbert West Reanimator, which is the legally distinct Frankenstein that Lovecraft made.
Yeah, and then Frankenstein, which is
Mary Shelley, specifically the Mary Shelley novel Frankenstein,
yes.
as opposed to the Universal movie Frankenstein, based on the novel.
And they threw in this kind of cult that was nearby.
Yeah,
What a
the Sisters of Karn.
yeah.
Yes.
What a desolate world. It's got like these handful of cult women and this crazy doctor. That's all that's on the planet, apparently.
Watching it the second
Sacred
time.
vial, sacred flame.
Watching it a second time, I found more things that were kind of fascinating about it. Like, something that stuck with me was the fact that the Sisterhood
Yeah.
was able to, with their own willpower, summon the TARDIS.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That was
That's actually a pretty shocking.
yeah.
Like,
Yes.
what?
That was and then suddenly he's sort of kind of trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. It always seems like he always like the thing you think he should do is, well, I'm going to go back in. Well, you should be running away. But it always works out, of course.
Remember, it always depends on the writer. But what was also interesting probably shouldn't say interesting so much, but it was kind of neat in a way seeing a Time Lord sort of be there in a different capacity. Like in that case, it was Morbius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you get the implication that he was like evil.
Yeah.
They explain it, but they at least it's enough to give you the idea. And it's like he desperately wants this new body.
Yeah, which is the thing about Frankenstein, and I guess this story as well, is you don't just find somebody that's dead and take their body and put a new brain in it. You have to like take this arm from this and this arm, because he was like this freakish creation.
Right. I think that's from a pursuit of perfection, like trying to have a perfect combination of body parts.
Yeah, but it was just this horrendous looking thing.
Yeah,
and also a little goofy looking.
Well, with the with the other.
Oh, and he had those the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, with the false head.
He wanted
goofy.
the doctor's head.
Yeah.
Because it was big. You could put the brain in there, I guess.
Oh, because it was a Time Lord head.
Yeah.
So it was perfect for a Time Lord brain.
Yeah, it was just. I know what they were trying to do. It just kind of came off a little goofy.
Yeah. But I also.
Like, why does he have one normal hand and one crab?
Yeah, and there was the guy's assistant that he took the arm from or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there was. Yeah, the subplots also helped with fleshing out Brain and Morbius.
Yes.
Like, the assistant who doesn't quite like his master after realizing that he was part of the experiment.
Right.
Or the Sisterhood had the Sacred Flame.
And they hated the Time Lords because somehow there was a problem with the Time Lords.
Oh, because
Morbius.
well, that and the Sacred Flame was able to create this cure-all, basically.
Elixir.
Yeah, elixir of life.
Yeah.
I hope I got the name right. But anyway, it had that elixir. So the Time Lords kept taking the elixir. So when they saw the doctor, they thought he's there to take the rest, or what little we have left.
Yeah, he managed to. Yeah, you needed a flame to create liquid.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he managed to get the flame going again.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's also within the Sisterhood subplot, there was also that idea of like, magic versus technology, or in that case, like versus science, or there was a scientific way to reignite the flame, or at the end, there was also at the end being willing to pass something on to the next generation instead of.
Right.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's sort of like, what would you think they were doing on that planet? Just secret flame, secret flame.
I don't. Guarding the sacred flame, I guess.
Yeah, which was going out. They weren't trying to. They were just like, I don't know. They could have tried to do what he did and reignite it.
Yeah.
But they were just like, oh, it's going out.
Before we move past Brain and Morbius,
Sure.
I remembering that from our understanding, there was like this one, like when at one point, like the doctor manages to beat Morbius in a
Mental battle.
mental battle,
Right.
and
I forgot what it was called.
But they
Yeah.
eating its brain.
in that fight, there's one shot that shows shows like the previous incarnations of the Doctor, and
They don't say, but apparently that was supposed to suggest, but we don't know for sure.
I would say is that the 13th Doctor did something, or the 13th Doctor story that was very controversial. That basically rewrote the entire lore just to explain that one scene.
So, I'm just.
We haven't seen it,
No.
so we don't know for sure.
And I'm not expecting anybody to have an answer here, but wouldn't Morpheus also reincarnate as something else? I mean, is it only our Doctor that does that, I guess?
But we also haven't seen the Doctor die, necessarily.
Like,
So if Morbius also didn't have his original body, so I
Right.
do not know how Time
Yeah,
Lord
yeah,
anatomy
yeah,
works.
yeah.
the impression
except for the two hearts.
the impression I get is that, or my understanding of how it works, that we have seen other Time Lords regenerate,
Right.
but it is still possible for a Time Lord to die.
Yeah, because they also made a big point about destroying his body.
Yeah.
Right? He was nothing left.
Yeah.
Somehow this crazy doctor had his brain
Yeah.
and was taking orders from this brain.
Yeah.
You're not doing good enough, blah, blah, blah.
I was trying to say what the sisterhood is. By the end, I actually liked them.
Yeah, they
Yes.
were so bad.
Yeah.
That's it. Interestingly, the Sisterhood also got a Magic the Gathering card, which I am holding up for those who are listening.
Yeah. Sisterhood of Car. And then the last one is a 6-parter. The
Yes.
Seeds of Doom. Parts 1 and 2 hasn't confirmed. I haven't seen real confirmation if it was actually based on this, but I definitely thought of A Thing from Another World.
The James Arness version, not the
Carpenter.
yeah.
We've only seen the Carpenter version, so naturally we thought of the Carpenter version.
Actually, we've seen the Carpenter version and Thing from Another World.
We have
I
seen
f-
both.
I forgot.
Well, we haven't read Who Goes There, which is the original story that The Thing from Another World and The Thing were based on.
I forgot we had seen The Thing from Another World, but I still immediately thought of John Carpenter's The
Yeah,
Thing.
that's what we're kind of after.
And then for parts 3 through 6, people have at least compared it to the TV series, The Avengers.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about the Avengers TV series to know exactly what they're referring to, unless it's just sort of. I don't know if they dealt with interplanetary, things. Or
Probably not, but maybe it's the whole, like,
government
yeah, or,
spies or whatever.
yeah, and trying to. There's a whole thing about trying to get into the house at the end. Right.
Okay.
The Avenger is not the Marvel.
No, yeah. This is Peel.
What were you going to say?
I thought it was an interesting device because part of it takes place at the South Pole, and they don't take the TARDIS down there,
Yeah.
which is kind of like, why would they get on an airplane if you could get on a TARDIS and be there? But it was a device because then they were stuck there
Yeah.
as
Yes.
opposed to, which I realized that's why they did it, but if he travels, I would just take the TARDIS there.
I actually did notice, because you said that, or you commented on that while we were watching it. I did notice that in this story, we do not see the TARDIS at all until the very end.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Not
so
that
they-
that's a bad thing, as just observing that.
Yeah. What?
this sort of it goes, the thing from another world was sort of this one creature that was going to terrorize I think it was the North Pole,
Yeah.
terrorize those people and get out and cause harm. But this was sort of like into the world kind of stuff.
Well, the thing about The Thing is that The Thing could have also done something similar if they had let it leave the...
Right. They tried to they made a
Yeah.
point of killing it.
And I was going to say, with Seeds of Doom, overall, like other stories, I got really invested in it. It could probably help the first 2 parts definitely feel like The Thing.
Yes.
Those, it felt intense.
It was sort of interesting as the dynamics changed between characters.
Yeah.
I remember Scorby was kind of this, shoot first, ask questions
Yeah.
later type of guy.
They're so stubborn.
And he was loyal to this. I forgot the rich guy's name,
Same.
Yeah.
but he's really into plants.
Really into playing.
And
He thought he was a plant.
and he tried. It's. I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but the dynamic changes where he realizes that the guy he's working for doesn't give a about him,
Yeah.
and gladly give him over to this new creature. And then there was a little bit of the espionage when they send the artist in to
Yeah.
get her money back,
Yeah.
and she runs into Sarah. And
Yeah.
kind of reports back to the
It's a unit.
and at the same time, one of the guys that's part of this unit is in with the rich guy. He's the one that even told him about these pods.
Yeah.
Actually, when the art subplot started, at first I thought it was just because of how it was presented. At first, I thought it was just a device to help the Doctor get from point A to point B. So it was I thought it was interesting that actually came back and had an impact on the story.
Yeah, it was a little Miss Marple's kind of, amateur sleuth. She
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So that was kind of, as I said, there was a lot to the story.
Yeah.
And maybe a little padding in the story, but there was a lot to it.
Yeah. It also felt intense at times for Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a Mulcher is like, oh my god.
That guy was crazy. He mulched one guy.
Yeah.
Genuinely one of the scariest moments in Doctor Who.
If we didn't know he survived, I think that would be the end of it.
Or at least in Doctor Who that we've seen.
Yeah. But I ended up really liking Seeds of Doom as a story because it had a lot of stakes and espionage and intrigue. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very involving.
Yeah.
It involved a lot of people. But yeah, it was
Also, the Blu-ray has a separate disc that's an omnibus version
Which
of
we
Seeds of Doom.
did not watch that. It could be like 3 hours or something.
Oh, definitely be almost 2.
Yeah.
We mentioned the TV series, The Avengers. That reminded me, it's actually because of that it's actually because of that I think it's because of it's because of that in the UK. The Marvel movie, The Avengers, is called Avengers Assemble.
Maybe. The Avengers TV series was one of the early British shows that they actually showed here on TV. I'm not sure what network carried it or whatever, but it was shown.
Excuse me. Yeah.
And it was influential. It was part of that British invasion kind of. Everything British is cool.
Yeah.
The early 60s, mid 60s. And I'm not sure when it came over exactly, but it was part of that kind of, wow, the British were really,
Yeah.
But and they were spies,
Yeah.
and not superheroes.
Anything else about Seeds of Doom specifically?
Um,
I liked that unit made an impact.
Yes.
yeah,
Or that. It's interesting when it's not just the Doctor that saves the day.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
it was more of a group effort, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that's another thing that stood out to me.
And Sarah was more heroic in some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say in general with this season, Sarah seemed more active.
Right.
Yes.
And
As
in the-
opposed to like just reactive. Like she was in her later appearances.
Yeah.
And Seeds of Doom, like you said, she was more heroic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think this season gave me a somewhat different perspective on Sarah as a companion.
Right.
Like, more involved.
Right.
Not that she wasn't involved in other seasons or stories, just,
But she's sometimes the companion.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
kind of in the background.
Yeah, she does help the Doctor in
Yeah.
general. But, yeah, she,
The season
felt
we
like-
noticed it more.
yeah, I noticed a lot more with this season just how helpful she could be. And sometimes she's a damsel in distress, sometimes, but oftentimes she's not.
In this case, she wasn't so much.
Yeah,
She was, and so was he. He was sort of in distress,
yeah.
and she saved him. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was,
In Seeds of Doom, they save each other just as often.
yeah. So it was kind of a nice more of a give and take in the
Yeah.
relationship.
I forget what story it was. I thought it was a little funny that it was like when they were back in Sarah's time.
Yeah.
It's like she had the opportunity to like stay behind, and she seemed to have every intention of doing so, but the two of them still found a justification to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting. We would have to do a whole different show talk and would know more about Doctor Who, but they always seem to have a companion, and there seems to be kind of a different kind of relationship they seem to all have.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when you watch the Fourth Doctor, or Doctor Who as we think of it, Sarah's one of the first people we think of. Then there's two other companions, but she was the first one for this, and I think she was left over from the other Doctor.
Yeah, she is from the third.
And then when the Fifth Doctor, his companions at that time become his companions, so it's kind of a interesting. They're kind of these sell through, but
Yeah.
they're kind of the connection in some ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think having that connection actually does help bridge between doctors for people who are watching from a previous doctor.
Right. So if you didn't like the companion, they're still gonna be around, but a different doctor. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. I still remember when he stopped being the doctor.
So,
There's like Tegan was one of the last companions to appear with the Fourth Doctor, and she carries over into the Fifth Doctor.
Yeah,
so
this is probably a bridge. It's a good way to put that.
all of Fourth Doctor, do we have their opinions on anything within it change at all?
Really don't think too much.
Right.
I mean, how many seasons do we have there? 6?
7.
7. Wow.
Yeah, all 7.
All right.
But now we have the full set.
Except this one's a DVD and not a Blu-ray.
That's the BBC's fault.
Yeah.
For those who are listening, I was holding up 6 Blu-rays and 1 DVD.
Yeah. They're sets. They're not just one single.
Yes.
Right. I was holding up 6 Blu-ray sets and 1 DVD set.
So it's an expensive way of watching it, but it's actually the cleanest way of watching it in a way.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they used to. The tapes when they were just on VHS tapes, they were. What are you trying to do? Cure the national debt of selling VHS tape.
Even though we haven't explored them that much, the Blu-rays also have like a ton of bonus features.
Yeah.
Like carried over from the DVD releases.
Which is good. It's always weird when they have less on the Blu-ray than they had on the DVD.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, this is a special edition, but it doesn't have everything that was on the last special edition.
So, I think we talked about before favorite companions.
Well,
There was Sarah.
yeah.
I'm trying to list them.
Okay.
There's Sarah, Leela,
You
K9. Then we have Romana 1 and Romana 2.
right.
Looking over here also. Adric, Nissa. I said that right?
Yeah.
And
You said Nissa just now.
and Tegan.
Right.
Yes.
They're also other temporary companion or shorter lived companion.
Yeah.
Shorter. Top.
More temporary.
Yeah, more temporary companions like Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry would count as a companion, but he didn't get a Magic the Gathering card.
So he didn't hit some sort of,
Oh, I know there are, I would say temporary companions.
right.
Like they count as companions, but they're temporary.
Well, they were
companions.
just there for a little bit.
Yeah.
They continue to do that in
Yeah, other.
versions of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite?
Well, I think my favorites were Leela, K9, and Romana 2.
Yeah. I think I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I did like Romana 1.
She grew on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think basically I ended up the only thing that changed was I did end up liking Sarah a little more than I did before
Right.
Same.
because of season 2.
Now we're considering the Sarah
Sarah Jane Adventure.
Which was made after she reappeared in the 10th Doctor.
I like K9 because it was a fun addition.
This affirmative.
And it was interesting. I liked that even though he was a living computer, he was still treated like a dog.
Yeah.
Including, like, petting him.
They don't leave little batteries on the floor either.
Romana too, because I like Romana too because she and the Doctor had like really good chemistry.
This.
Yeah,
and,
so they got the actor and actress got married. So
Yeah, and
really had chemistry.
and Leela I liked because well, apart from having a unique dynamic and a unique dynamic and a unique background, like backstory. She also is kind of like she's active, not afraid to
Yeah.
use more violent solution if she thinks that's necessary. She
Always has a
doesn't.
knife with her. As I
Yeah,
recall.
she doesn't take crap from anyone.
She also had those like poison darts.
Yeah,
And she wore a skimpy little outfit. So yeah, no, she was good.
I didn't like her. I didn't like her just because of the outfit, but between her two outfits, I like the first one
Yeah.
more.
it looks better on her
It didn't hurt.
aesthetically.
Yes.
It was more visually appealing design.
Yeah.
As far as what I meant by not afraid to use a violent option is she's a lot more active.
Right.
This.
Yeah. No, she was a big switch from
So
Yeah.
Sarah, who was more refined.
Yeah,
She was more wild child in a lot of ways.
yeah, which I think actually did help mix things up the right way.
Okay.
And I would still highly recommend the Fourth Doctor.
this.
We're currently watching the 10th Doctor.
Yes, David Tennant,
Right.
which would be a could be a completely separate episode once we're done with it. We're liking him so far.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. Different take on the Doctor.
Yeah,
This.
Yeah. I think we've talked a little bit about it off camera, but Tom Baker still does sort of Doctor Who kind of radio plays or podcasts, or however you want to call it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does audio. He's. I didn't realize how much there was. He's done a lot of audio dramas.
yeah,
So I kind of wonder. I'm kind of curious to listen to one of those.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was noticing too. They have ones where it's supposedly happening during his time, but he's not in it. You know, they
Right.
Like, okay, I understand that, but you'd have to listen to it to understand it.
yeah.
And those aren't cheap either.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll have to dip our toe into that at some point. But
Yeah.
so far, I mean, we've only really seen the one Doctor, but it'd be hard to top him.
Yeah,
He was really into the role.
like I mentioned,
He has a certain like energy or presence about him.
yeah,
I feel like we spent a lot of time with him too.
yeah. I think mentioned at the end of the 7th season, they had a storyline going with the Master coming back
Right.
and
Yes.
something about block computing.
Yeah.
So we also watched the first story of the 5th to finish up that
Yes.
storyline.
This
Yeah.
And we don't think we got a good enough
feel.
for the 5th.
Yeah. Well, he was just totally. I don't know. In some ways, after Tom Baker, at least in that first episode, it was kind of disappointing. You know?
Well, it didn't help. He was basically out of commission for
Yeah.
most of the story.
Right.
And it was like a unstable regeneration.
Yeah.
I was sorry to see him go.
Yeah.
All right. So
Also, not a fan of the what was it, burgundy?
Yeah.
Not a fan of the burgundy costume.
Yeah, that was like the last year or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can kind of tell he was getting a little tired of it.
Yeah.
So they regenerate when they want to get out of the ship.
Well, in this case, part of the one catalyst was the producer change.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the rest of the Fourth Doctor.
Right. Which we would highly recommend.
Yep.
Yes.
So, if you are watching this on YouTube later and you like this, leave a like, subscribe for more, leave a comment below if you have any thoughts about the Fourth Doctor that you would like to share.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
You've been on the air with Power Squared.